Guys, happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing great. First of all, I apologize. I didn't realize till last night, like a jackass, that I uploaded Monday's video instead of yesterday's video for the podcast. I was so excited about Washington and Jaden Daniels that I uploaded the wrong video. And my rant wasn't very good to start. I'm like all over the place. The game, I was still wired. I probably should have like just taken a deep breath there because there's so many things that Washington did right. And I felt so good about the game. I was so impressed with the game that I'm just like carrying on and not finishing my thoughts. So anyway, I'm all over the place yesterday. I apologize for that. Today's gonna be somewhat of a shorter pod just because I'm jammed up here with a few things to do this morning, and I haven't watched every single NFL game, so I want to get to that and make sure I'm prepared here for this week so I can have a profitable week again. Still trying to get myself back on track. But all right, let's talk Orioles here for a second because we're in the playoffs, and there's really only one thing that I guess is left to make a big decision about when it comes to the offense now that everybody's back, which is there any way Jackson Holiday gets to play again? Because Ramon Arias is on fire, and it's amazing how much the Orioles just play better when Westberg is back. Like Arias, will start with him. Another home run yesterday, doing his best Westberg impersonation, going opposite, and he's just man, he has been great. He just has. Ever since I feel like I yelled at him for not getting in front of the ball, it's coming a million miles an hour in a game in Cleveland. He's just been great. So he's got to start every game in the playoffs. Doesn't matter if it's a right-hander or not. He's the best defensive third baseman on the team. There's no way he's not in the lineup. That's just the conclusion of it, and I think that's how Hyde feels, Elias feels. It was evidence yesterday, and I think that's just going to be how it plays out. Jackson might get another start to finish out the regular season, but when it gets to the playoffs, Westberg's going to play second, and Arias is going to play third, and that's that. They bring Mountcastle back. He ropes the ball yesterday. That was exciting to see. They get rid of Jimenez, which I think was obvious, and thankfully they weren't married to the fact that they brought him on here. Just get rid of him. He's the worst player on the team. Not that complicated. Slater makes the roster for the postseason because he's the perfect backup outfielder. Ryan McKenna-ish, just doesn't care that he's not the starter. Maybe he's the starter if it's a left-hander and they don't want to let Kerstead bat. I don't know. We'll see. But he's definitely a defensive replacement if you need him, and you have to have a fourth outfielder. So he makes the team. McCann obviously makes the team. And then that Mountcastle O'Hearn spot. And then the fourth spot, because remember, you have an extra guy on the roster right now. It's either Emmanuel Rivera or Jackson Holiday. If Jackson Holiday wasn't the first pick in the draft, it probably would be Rivera would be on the roster. But the commitment to Jackson, it would be, I don't think it's good energy for the team to not put him on the playoff roster. He's already not going to be thrilled that he's not going to start, but I don't think you don't put him on the playoff roster. Plus, Rivera's not part of the long-term future. He did great for us. And hell, if somebody got hurt, God forbid, and we needed him for a deeper run in the postseason, he'd be the first guy up. But looks like he'll be the odd guy out when it comes to being on the roster. And yeah, I don't know if they'll let McCann start in the postseason. They could. They do have a couple of different options. I just don't think any of them revolve around Jackson being a starter. I think Arias is plugged in, and Westberg, probably turning into a lot of people's favorite Oriole. Is just really easy to root for. Does everything the right way. All of his at bats are, I should say all of them, right? But most of his at bats, just quality at bats, and I think it has a contagious effect on the rest of the team. We hit 3 home runs yesterday, so that obviously helps. That just can't be the only thing that we do. And yeah, he got us started. Westberg gets the single, O'Hearn gets the double, Kersey gets the ground out. That's just winning baseball. So you get up 1-0, and then everything seemed to just go in the right direction. Even when things weren't going in the right direction in the bottom of the fifth, first and second, no outs. Verdugo, our favorite, he comes through again, double play, right to Gunner. I mean, that's going to be my favorite play. Might be definitely of this year. Verdugo just falling down in left field right before the All-Star break, just fantastic. And then he just does it again. They boot him. I don't know why they let him bat in the ninth inning. With the game on the line, I guess they don't have anybody else in there, but he is a joke. So he hits through a double play, and then Kramer makes a great play earlier in the game when he slid off the mound, threw out their catcher, Austin Wells, and things just were going the right way. I mean, Santander's got such a good arm out there that even though I guess Adley's the MVP of that rundown. If you saw the rundown, Adley, Gunnar, and Santander executed perfectly. Gunnar did a great job. Adley was decisive, very awesome. But it all stems from Santander having that arm. I cannot believe the Yankees even thought about it. I mean, Judge is up next. So it's just maybe things are starting to break in the right direction for the Orioles. Soto and Dominguez close the game. Everybody's just taking deep breaths, especially, if you've been watching the past few months, it's like the game's never over until it's over, but we don't have a closer anymore. And it's actually not a bad thing because no one is entitled to be the closer. No one can say, I should be the closer. It'll be interesting to see if Coulomb gets the ball by the time we get to the postseason. Excuse me, that would be my gut feeling is that Coulomb would end up being the closer by the time all the chips are on the table, but they're still working them back in. And they had Dominguez, excuse me, and Soto in that role last night. And hey, we get the win. It is what it is. We're making it work. So maybe the tide is turning. I need to go 4-1. I need them to go 4-1 in order to get my over 90.5. I don't know exactly what everybody else got it at, but I know it's right around that number for everybody. So hopefully they can put it together and get it done. And yeah, that's that. Let's see, really not too much else going on. There's always a ton of news stories. I'm still trying to, I guess, figure out this morning show of like, do I just want to blab about all these different stories that are happening if they don't really relate to gambling? And the truth is, I don't know. Me personally, I like to listen to people that are experts on certain topics, not just somebody that can cover, all the different topics. And I feel like that's where I'm at with what's going on in sports. Like if I can zero myself into a specific topic and I can offer new information, then I like doing it. But like for example, the kid on UNLV, the quarterback, is transferring because they didn't pay him as much money as they said they were going to pay him. And I spent like 15 minutes reading about it, but I don't know if I can offer any new information. So to just kind of go over the news and sports is like, I'd rather if it's a gambling story, that can somehow help people make some money. That's why I like to talk about it. And there wasn't really anything going on right now. It's just getting ready for this weekend, seeing if there's any mistakes. Right now, the only thing that has jumped out to me completely is the Bucks against the Eagles. I think it's a great spot for Tampa, bounce back spot for them. So we'll see what else develops. But I'll be here in the morning. Jack and I are going to do a podcast. I want to talk a little bit more about the NIL this week. And I think when I talk with him, it'll be more fun to go deeper in the conversations. It's always more entertaining, I think, to listen to two people talk rather than just one person. So I will save some of those conversations with him. And plus, I really like having his perspective on a lot of different things. So I shall have that out for everybody either tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, that's that. I think that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Cowboys Giants tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get started with college football and go through everything and see if we can find a way to make some money. If you need me for anything, I got a few. Yeah, I definitely got time today. So just send me a few messages or let me know and I'll be here. See you guys in the morning.